hopefully this book enlightens me. Hopefully. I just remembered. The reason why I got this as well was, hey guys, it's your girl Aline, and this is the channel where we pursue our best selves yet. So for today's video, I am going to do a book haul. This is not something that I've done before, but I thought I went on a fully booked binge, so I might as well show you guys what I bought from Fully Booked. Now, typically, I'm not the type of person who would go to the bookstore, buy a bunch of books, but this 2022, I want to be more intentional about what I read and how I read them. I actually started doing book reports for myself, mostly because I want to be more proactive with my dream of becoming a novelist. So it's not a surprise, especially for those of you who have been watching this channel for a long time. Matagal ko naman sinasabi na gusto ko maging author. And so this year, I decided that I would go deep into research and consume more books that are especially aligned with the genre that I want to pursue, which is romance. I love romance fiction, so that's why I am reading more fiction books, and I'm gonna tell you why I bought the books that I did. Disclaimer, hindi ko sila nababasa pa, so this is not a review. This is merely a look into the thought process of how I picked these books. So maybe you're an author, maybe you're curious about paano nga ba pinipili ng mga readers, how they select books. Honestly, I judge a book by its cover. Okay, shall we begin? We shall. Before anything else, I forgot, guys. Please click the subscribe button, comment below if you have any suggestions and recommendations for me as well, and I will gladly follow them. Okay, so let's begin with my haul. So, simulan natin dun sa libro na natapos ko na. So, this one is Beach Read by Emily Henry. I actually have finished reading this book. This is my first book of 2021, and I absolutely loved it. Now, I want to speak as both a reader and an aspiring novelist. This book is actually about two writers who are kind of in a slump, and there's also a little bit of romance, a little bit of mystery. I really enjoyed this book, as in it was super easy for me to read. I finished it agad. Tapos, I guess if anything, what I would have loved to see more of was maybe more of the side characters. I wish I could have understood them more. I wish I could have known more of their stories, but otherwise, really good read. I highly recommend this. It's everywhere. Sa mga bookstores, nakikita ko siya sa bestsellers, so I thought I would get it, and it was amazing. Also, I love the cover. I'm just in love with covers like these, really good illustrations. So, there you go. Do I recommend this? Absolutely. Next book that I got is, okay, let's go with this one. This is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I would have to say I did not pick this out because of the cover. I picked it out because of the author. Taylor Jenkins Reid wrote The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is an absolutely stellar novel. What? She also wrote Daisy Jones and the Six. That's amazing. I didn't even know that. So Daisy Jones and the Six is so good. I really love that. I think I read it last year. Pero The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is just on another level. But if you are somebody who enjoys like intrigue, very different format, hindi siya, I wouldn't say it's contemporary kasi Daisy Jones and also Evelyn Hugo, they go back to like the 70s, the 80s. But at the same time, they were still so well written na I'm really excited about Malibu Rising. So to give you a... I just remembered. The reason why I got this as well was it had Mick Riva in the synopsis. And Mick Riva, if I remember correctly, was mentioned in the book The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And I was thinking, okay, if they're in the same universe, then I want to read this as well. So ayun, mostly I got this because of the author and because of just how well she wrote all the other books, and now I want to read it too. Yeah, this is a little bigger than the other books that I got, but I'm excited. Okay, next one. This one naman is Parachutes by Kelly Yang. I was really attracted by the cover of the book. Again, I do judge books by their covers. I don't know, it's me. I think it's because of the genre that I really love. I love romance novels. So to me, book covers are really attractive, and I noticed that these are Asian characters, so to me that's already a plus because I tend to resonate with Asian stories. We have a lot of similarities. So for this one, the main character is from Shanghai, pero at the same time it also has another character who's also a person of color. Her name is Danny de la Cruz. So to me, ewan ko, I just wanted to read more stories with non-white protagonists. So this was interesting to me because of that. But more than that, the synopsis also. So to give you a quick background, ito. They're called parachutes. Teenagers dropped off to live in private homes and study in the United States while their wealthy parents remain in Asia. Claire Wang never thought she'd be one of them until her parents sent her from Shanghai to a stranger's house in California. So just based off of that premise, I was really intrigued because it kind of reminded me of Crazy Rich Asians, and to me that's very attractive. Like that whole plot is very attractive. So yeah, and hopefully this is a good read. I'll let you guys know if ever. Follow me on Instagram because I will share my book reviews. Okay, next one. Eto, this is super duper fresh, as in kakabili ko lang talaga na naka-plastic pa siya. But this really attracted me because it mentions the Philippines, but not just only mentions it. A big part of the storyline takes place in the Philippines. So this is by the author Tiff Marcelo. It's called Once Upon a Sunset, and I believe she is of Filipino descent. I think Kasi the story is about Filipino Americans. So again, to read the synopsis really quickly, the author of The Key to Happily Ever After, a true gem filled with heart, laughs, and a cast of delightful characters, returns with a heartwarming novel about a woman who travels to the Philippines to reconnect with her long-lost family and manages to find herself along the way. So yan, me being Filipina, I love reading about stories about Filipinos, although I'm very curious about more Filipinos based here in the Philippines, pero same Filipino diaspora, same thing. Pero I really want to see how this was executed, what plots and what plot twists are along the way. So tignan natin, hopefully this is good. It also includes ito. When her free-spirited mother, Margot, stumbles upon a box of letters from her grandfather, Antonio Cruz, to her grandmother from the 1940s, Diana is spurred to action. Diana and Margot always believed that Antonio died in World War II. When they learn that he lived through the war and that they have surviving relatives in the Philippines, Diana embarks on a once-in-a-lifetime trip that could change her future forever. So again, very exciting. I don't know which sunset this is, but I'm guessing Palawan. Charot. Anyway, moving on to the next book. Meet Me in Paradise. Meet Me in Paradise is by Libby Hubsher, and it also was published by Berkeley. Now, I was attracted by the cover, but I was also attracted by the publisher because Berkeley romance novels are always good. So I thought, okay, this might be something that I like. I really take that into consideration as well, like who's publishing it, ganyan, what kind of authors do they sign, etc. But anyway, I actually started reading this. I am like a fifth into the book. This is about two sisters. The ate is pretty much like a control freak. She has no sense of adventure, while the sister naman is very, very adventurous. And then the younger sister tricks the ate into going on an amazing tropical getaway, which has plot twists. And syempre merong pogi, merong romance, etc. I don't know the rest of the story, but so far so good. I'm really excited to finish this novel, and I'll let you guys know what I think. I'll also share on TikTok about my book reviews. Alright, next one. Let's talk about... Okay, this one is another book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Maybe in Another Life. I really am captivated by the idea of this novel because if I remember correctly, parang dalawa yung ending dalawa yung plot niya. So it says here, in concurrent storylines, Hannah lives out the effects of each decision. Quickly, these parallel universes develop into surprisingly different stories with far-reaching consequences. So I was thinking, okay, so does this mean this book has two paths, as in like parallel universes in one novel? So to me, that's very intriguing. I want to see how Taylor executes that story. Anyway, I'm looking at it from a technical perspective, but also I'm excited kung ano man yung story na dadalhin niya sa akin. Let's see. So, nakakasulit ako kay Madam Taylor. So, next one. Okay, so this one, People We Meet on Vacation. This is another book by Emily Henry, again by Berkeley Romance. And the reason I got this was because of the author. I really love beach read, so I thought, let's give it another go. I want to read another one of her books. So this one naman is about best friends, I believe, na are very different, and then they go on summer trips together. So things get complicated, yada, 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 and this book ensues. I'll let you guys know what I think about this book, but it's promising. Am I attracted to the cover? Absolutely. This is what I envision, like if ever I have my own novel, it's gonna be something like this. So I bought two more books that are not romance related. The first one is actually this is a recommendation by a viewer. So I believe it was Aliana who told me to get this. It's The Courage to be Disliked by Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitake Koga. And the reason why I was recommended this book was medyo nag-struggle ako recently sa social media. Honestly, it's been really hard for me as a people pleaser to continue creating content, especially now that my videos are gaining more traction. A lot more people are exposed to my content, and obviously not everyone likes my content. So hopefully this book enlightens me and gives me the courage to be disliked. Yeah, let's see. Cover-wise, this is not something that I would usually pick up, but because it was recommended to me by a well-meaning viewer who's been very, very supportive, I want to give it a go. Let's see what it does for me. Hopefully it helps my people-pleasing mindset. Okay. All right, and finally, last but not the least, this has nothing to do with any of the other stuff that I talked about earlier on, but this is the infographic guide to grammar. I thought that I would pick this up specifically for Ayin Pero Tagalog. For those of you who are not familiar with Ayin Pero Tagalog, that is my TikTok account that is dedicated to teaching English pero in Tagalog. So, ayan, parang feeling ko mapapadali niya lang yung buhay ko because it has all of the grammar rules, but also at the same time, they're so simplified na maybe for me, because I teach English in Tagalog, baka mapadali ko yung buhay ko through this very graphic grammar book. So yeah, I'm very excited kasi doing content for Ayin Pero Tagalog takes a lot of time and a lot of research. So if I have something condensed to this one, must be good. So yeah, basically those are all the books that I got from Fully Booked recently. Not sponsored, I just love Fully Booked. Hopefully you guys can sponsor me. Maybe I could do another book shopping spree. But anyway, that's about it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I do sometimes make book reviews on TikTok. That's Ayin Bernos. I teach English on Ayin Pero Tagalog on this YouTube channel. I talk about lifestyle, beauty, etc. I also have a, I have a podcast called Camp Confidence Radio if you're into that kind of thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any recommendations for me, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, stay confident.